40 from that standpoint. When
Pat,
it
you would
comes
get
to
a
Allen.
car, Pat.
Yes,
You would get a car.
What kind of
What
car?
kind of car would you go for, Pat?
Yeah.
You get a car, your selection. What kind of car would you go for?
I have no idea.
See, he's not prepared.
Not a car.
He's not prepared.
It's gotta start
I
with
need Pat to be like
Malibu.
Jeremy Lin. When your number gets called, be ready. Get your $60 million deal. Gates, what kind of car would you get?
Not something foreign, because if something goes wrong, I can't really handle it. So
Okay.
That's
Get
not
a-
a better answer
that's
than
not
That's
an
not
answer.
a better answer
That's not
either.
a, you said what you would not do. That's not really like an answer,
Because
though.
Jay
I
will
would take like a Audi or something.
Out,
Something-
stop.
something chilling.
And,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
Under the radar, but luxury high.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Then. I like the incognito.
Luxury high.
I like the
high.
Yeah, I like the incognito from that standpoint.
Pat
I'm
looks
with that.
angry in the background.
I'm
Have
with
you
that.
came up with an answer yet, Pat?
Yeah.
What about a nice Tesla?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're
Good.
you're a
Yeah.
Tesla guy, huh?
There you
I
go.
don't know.
He just threw it out there just because he just happened to see that on social media. He just threw that out there. It
he's
just
smart.
came across his Twitter feed, and that's what he decided to do. 888 say ESPN 888-729-3776. We threw it out there about 10 minutes ago. Give or take a lie or two. Which superstar benefit the most from teaming up with Kevin Durant, who's made his demands known to the Brooklyn Nets to get him out of there? Jay in Houston. What superstar benefit the most from having Kevin Durant?
and everything like that. But we also know that for some reason, Chris Paul is kind of like, James Harden in a sense. He kind of disappears a little bit in the playoffs. He doesn't play up to par. And then we don't know if he's going to get injured or not, if the hamstring is going to hold up. And so I just believe that they have KD there. He gives them that extra oomph that they need to put them over the top.
I ain't mad at you about that, Jay. One of the things people don't recognize about CP3, man, CP3 is legitimately like 6'1.5", 6'2".
Okay.
Like, so his body ends up breaking down. It's one of those things, Freddie, that you need to actually see and experience. Like, I'm 6'2", and most of me like 6'1.5". All right, like I might elevate myself a little bit. It's natural, 6'2.5", maybe.
Ramp up to 6'2".
But what happens is
Tighten up.
when you go on, you're out here around normal, you're like, oh, you're Jay, you're kind of tall. You go out there on the court, you start seeing those dudes, like you recognize, like, and how strong the game is, like where CP3 gets hit all the time. That cumulative effect does break him down. So I agree with Jay. With his leadership, with the way D-Book plays, with Kevin Durant, it makes it hard because I feel like Brooklyn would want D-Book in exchange, but maybe getting Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, and a lot of picks may be there.
Yeah,
may be there.
It's funny you
They
mentioned
probably
that.
have one of the best shots.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because people don't realize with Steph Curry being 6'3", and people saw the way he bulked up, and Draymond Green even made it a point to mention that, saying he had to. His forays to the hoop, he was getting bumped, but he was not worse for the wear compared to a guy like Chris Paul, who I thought got worn down in the Dallas series, and they hunted that matchup in Game 7 of that series.
I mean, take it to football. I mean, like, hanging out with Tyreek Hill, I'm like, yo, man, how do you, like, you out here mini. Like, you were mini, like Tua, you were mini. And then I see Travis Kelce or I see Gronk, I'm next to them, I'm like, yo, you are not mini. Like, what is, I'm not even talking about, defensive linemen, O-linemen.
Sure.
Like, some of these dudes, man, I played against Julius Peppers in college. I was like, yo, you ain't hitting me.
Not at
You
6'6",
ain't, not like
280.
that. And I see that translate to the Bears when he played for there. I was like, okay, now I see what his true mission was.
He had a mission to please,
Oh, my
and
God.
not you from that standpoint. Dave in Jersey City, which superstar benefit the most from teaming up with Kevin Durant, and why?
I would say Jason Tatum, but I wish Durant would have continued to mentor Cam Thomas, because Cam was like basically under his wing and looked up to him highly. And also Durant, recede and stay with Brooklyn if you can. But I think Jason Tatum, and one question, Phoenix, the 3, 4, and 5 spot is not on a championship level. So I appreciate you guys for taking my call. You guys have a wonderful day.
Hold on, Dave. So you don't like Brown with Tatum, even though they got to the world championship? You don't like that?
No, I think Tatum and Durant would be great. I think it's like you gambling, but I would trade in the car. I would trade Brown and Smart. I would trade the car and then bring Durant in for those let's say about 2-3 years. I think they would be awesome because you're not losing your big men. You're not losing Williams, and hopefully Holford will give you what he gave you in that last game when he played harder than all the rest of the Celtics. Holford, the old man, played hard.
I'm with you, Dave. I don't know if I want to do that with KD at 33. He has another 4 years left.
Yeah.
But my assets are so young. Man, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have something special. And I know that Kevin Durant is even more special.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I were Brad Stevens, I'm good with keeping things the way they are. I just added Malcolm Brogdon. I like my core. Robert Williams is going to be healthy. Like I like what we just did and where we're going.
Because I see his point because we saw how he was able to be mentored by Kevin Durant, part of the Olympic team. And Jason Tatum even talked so much about how much he learned about going about things. And I think that's what's maddening about Kevin Durant, that you have that inside of you where guys will respect what you have to say and what you do, and how Jason Tatum's able to transfer that and helping the Boston Celtics get to the NBA Finals. And I think this is so maddening about Kevin Durant that when he has a chance to do that with an NBA team, he'd rather do it for an Olympic team with younger players and not do it for a team that he's currently employed by. Whether it comes to Brooklyn, Golden State. We couldn't do it in Golden State. I get
Well, I
that.
think
But
he
with
did
Brooklyn,
do it in Brooklyn. He just that relationship with
good
Kyrie
marketing?
made it different because I know how KD. Or we want to take this franchise.
Right, and
I'm
that
like,
did
wow.
but that did not fly with Josiah,
No, it did
Sean
not.
Marks from that standpoint. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. LS in Virginia, 888 say ESPN, 888-729-3776. Which superstar would benefit most from teaming up with Kevin Durant and why?
Thanks for having me on the show.
Sure.
I love y'all show. Can we give Dame Lillard some love?
Yeah, man.
Can Kevin go out there and help him?
I'm with you. It's about them figuring out what that trade package looks like in order to get that one done. Like I said before, I think Brooklyn is going to hold a lot of teams, hostage to this because of what the market dictated for Rudy Gobert, and they are going to want more. But I got it. I mean, that picture that Dame kind of floated out there via tweet-wise when that stuff happening, him and KD and that Portland Trailblazer. There's a little bit of that Rasheed Wallace in KD too that I'm like kind of
I never
fits
heard
with
that
that
before.
demeanor.
Oh, explain
Like,
that. I never heard that before.
She kind of had that, like, I don't care what you say, I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. I'm
Right.
gonna tell you the way I want to tell it to you.
Right.
And there was a severe edge there.
Okay.
And KD kind of has that. That kind of fits that Portland Rip
Hmm.
City type demeanor with Dame.
Okay. Which is what they need.
Their demeanors fit that.
Yeah, but by the way, Damian Lillard doesn't need love. He needs help. I mean, he gets all love he wants from his family and the Modelo commercials. He needs somebody that is like that.
So I get it from a basketball perspective because that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
There's something, and maybe it's my own thing that I gotta, find a way to work through.
Sure.
It's because that's Dame's team, though, right?
Right.
So I'm still seeing KD go to somebody else's team,
Right.
Like that's
Again.
the part again. So like that I guess because being part of the media and having people that use that to and it doesn't negate his greatness to me,
Absolutely.
but people will use that as a factor to do so.
Yeah. Lawrence in Connecticut, which superstar benefit most from teaming with Kevin Durant and why, my friend?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. I just want to say that I think Joel Embiid and Maxey with KD would be huge. I know this can't really happen, but if they could switch Harden for KD, that would be huge.
Great call, Lawrence.
Of course, Pat Costello, the Philadelphia fan.
what am I getting though from Brooklyn? I'm getting picks. I'm not taking Tobias Harris. Y'all can keep that
No,
deal.
you're going to take that.
No.
What did he
I'm
say?
a Knicks
Take
fan,
that,
and I
take
wouldn't
that.
do it. You just want them to
Y'all
take it
trying
out.
to get somebody to take Tobias
Absolutely.
Harris's
And
deal.
by the way, leave the pride of Long Island alone when it comes to Tobias Harris. He's gone through enough as it is.
Shout out to his dad for negotiating that deal for him.
Hey,
Him and Charlie Grantham.
sometimes Daddy knows.
They got it done.
Daddy knows.
They got it done. But I hear how that sounds. But if you're Brooklyn, are you going to take James Harden back after the way he got out?
If Kyrie's not there,
If Kyrie's
baby.
not there, now you try to take it. They just.
But in terms of superstar matching up, their games would be compatible. And if you're Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid does not mind being the biggest line in the forest.
I mean, the real question, I guess, if you're Nets, do you trade Ben Simmons?
See, that's one thing we have not mentioned that has to be discussed in terms of what is going to, because if Ben Simmons didn't want to be on the court in game